These could possibly be a combination of the order of pizza logs and taco logs that Mom and I got at the Willow Inn during karaoke night, during which I sang the songs King of the Road by Roger Miller, then Yellow Submarine by the Beatles, then Suddenly Seymour by Ashman Howard, but it's from the movie Little Shop of Horrors, then I'm Blue by Ethel 65, and then finally Sweet Child O' Mine by Guns N' Roses. In terms of the Congregate Games sword fight, I pretty much have been doing nothing. Though I did at one point upgrade the library to the max level of 4. This is sour cream for the taco logs, and this is marinara for the pizza logs. I also completed some page 4 awards, which give you skill level 20 bonuses. I already have the level 10 bonus for every skill. I have the level 20 bonus for the aggression skill, the accuracy skill, and the vigilance skill, as well as the two-handed skill. I tried to work on a styrofoam of essentially one of the people I come up with either on a whim or as I work on the project, but I got some work done on it, but I got stuck at points because it was hard to decide what exactly I wanted to do. For what I worked on while I was at karaoke night I'm most likely going to do an African American male. Most likely. But I'm not 100% sure if I want to draw a hat or not. And if there is to be a hat, what kind of hat I may want to do sneakers. With the tongues kind of out. The stuff in these plastic bags are some of the stuff me and Mom brought home from Dad's apartment unit when she picked me up around 1. I think I got up somewhere between 9 in the morning and 11. I'm leaning towards the earlier side of that spectrum, though. I had some coffee, some cups of coffee, as well as a Wegmans Just Tea. I didn't really have much to do, since at that time I kind of ran out of styrofoam drawings that I could do in my mind. When Mom went to pick me up, she saw the Corona beer styrofoam drawing I made as a Christmas present for her. She liked it and posted it on Facebook like she does with every styrofoam drawing of mine that she likes. The piece of styrofoam intended for the rabbit drawing Dad's mom would like me to do at some point in the future is a subpar, so I would instead prefer to do a random person on that piece. And every other piece, it was too large for it to be reasonable for me to start a new project on those pieces. So, at some point I did some searching around for another blank piece of styrofoam. But instead ended up finding a styrofoam drawing on a cup that I did back in October 12 of 2019. It seemed it had been laying on the ground behind the TV in Dad's room for at least 2 years. And all that it had happened to it was that some dust got on it that I had to wipe off. it was incredibly well preserved. I ended up finding that styrofoam, like styrofoam piece I wanted, essentially another canvas to work on while searching around in Mom's basement. Somewhere around 2 in the afternoon, one of the pieces I found is essentially a larger version of the 2 pieces I used to make the wreaths for Dad's parents for Christmas. Getting as far as I have on that side quest required me to use up both my latest province expansion and my latest premium expansion so that I could move the stuff that was formerly here to here. I believe I did that around 10 in the morning, and I'm still not sure if that was ultimately a good decision or the best long-term decision, but the thing is, these arcane alchemy and necromancy facilities or faculties, they have to be connected directly to the campus. I tried placing the cheapest path to connect the facilities, but that didn't work, so I ended up having to do this in order to have any chance of completing this side quest. And it's a mandatory side quest. I just managed to squeeze it in. It took some trial and error to get as far as I ultimately got. I also found another styrofoam piece within the cylinder container that I found the larger reef in, although it wasn't too easy getting that piece out. The piece that didn't have a hole in the middle. I ended up having to kind of grab it using these fingers and did a minimal damage to it. After holding the cylinder container and tapping the bottom, like this didn't work, and shaking it didn't work. And that's what I ended up having to do. One of Mom's friends gave us this after she had some of it when someone else gave it to her. I believe someone who makes that popcorn at home themselves with some sweet chunks mixed in. And speaking of which, at some point, someone sold homemade sweets for $3 each, with a box being $15 each. I didn't get a box, but ended up spending $15 by picking out 5 things. There were a combination of cake pops, chocolate bars with fudge in them, and I believe chocolate covered Oreos. I believe I got roughly the same value of a box. Only I ended up having more choice than if I had gotten one of the 3 different boxes to pick from. One of which were of chocolate covered pretzels, which is already something we have at home from Christmas. The Christmas tree isn't looking too good. We're planning on taking it out of our house tomorrow. The tree currently looks wilted and lighter. It's a good thing Mom removed all the ornaments from it, or something fragile may have fallen. Pretty much when I first got there, me and Mom both got a sandwich called the Big Beefy, which is a burger, but it's not what you might think it is. It's not a big hamburger. It's actually a burger with roast beef that also has what seems like a mozzarella cheese, either mozzarella or Swiss without the holes. Along with horseradish and onions. It came with a bag of chips and a few pickles in a plastic container like this. Mom couldn't finish her Big Beefy, so she gave the rest to me. I got some drinks, which included one with grapefruit juice that was canned, along with, I believe, some grape-flavored vodka. But I couldn't really taste it because the grapefruit juice overpowered it. I was suggested alcoholic beverages with soda in them, but because I didn't want to get soft drinks because it's more unhealthy than fruit juice, so I instead got alcoholic beverages with fruit juice in it. The last drink was something with Captain Morgan and orange juice, I recall. I'm not so sure for that first one, but the grapefruit juice one made me cough due to the tartness of the fruit juice. So after a few sips, I ended up having to wait for a long time for the ice to melt and dilute the grapefruit juice to make it less tart so I wouldn't cough when finishing it.